Hello everyone, welcome to the podcast by Uprime. These are podcasts that will be in the public domain. So what do we have? Let's get into the benefits of it. Like we never discussed the benefits.
Okay.
So the benefits of the system is twofold. We are incentivizing government to collect taxes appropriately. So if I can actually go through the article and read out the points. So have three benefits of the modern economy, which might actually be useful, but more importantly, the larger question of why these benefits are useful. So I've listed out around 8 benefits, and one of the benefits is, let's start with the first one. Very less people pay taxes right now. So around 32 million people out of 1.25 billion people file for tax returns, and half of them file for tax returns saying that they don't have any income. It's quite a tragedy, and I think what I'm looking at, I'm a big believer in the free markets and a strong big government. So the usual leftist position is the big government fundamentalism, and in the right position is the free market fundamentalism. I'm actually in favor of both. In the extreme right, I want a big government which is capable of making changes. I want a free market in everything else. So this kind of fits that model. Right now, India's revenue is so less that even if it were to endeavor on a policy, let's say they released a new healthcare initiative, which I wrote in the afternoon, and I happened to see the news at the end of the day. The government, as a percentage of GDP, doesn't have enough clout to make significant changes over a short or medium period of time. Like for example, 10 years. That's not sufficient for government to exercise its clout. So I give here an example. If we set up such a scheme, companies that are new to the economy that are doing social good need not be bailed out. Like Solendra is a solar power which was bailed out by US government giving $500 million, and there was a lot of controversy as to why a new startup was given $500 million of taxpayers' money when it was not able to understand the market, as a result of which it went bankrupt. So the moral hazard question of publicizing the losses and privatizing the gains, that never arises if you have such a system. So even from a long-term standpoint, this is a good idea. Revenue recognition of companies can be verified at the transaction level, as you have proofs for both sides of the transaction. So if a company sells a product, you enter that as a sale, you have that transaction, it's a legal transaction because it's white money, and the consumer who claims that transaction from his tax filings, you can match these transactions and find out there is an actual transaction because you have both sides of the transaction. That's an amazing level of detail that you can get to as a government, and you can use lots of technologies, big data, statistical analysis to get to transactional level details, so wherein you can prove anything. So this gives a lot of credibility for our tax code. Filing for taxes will become a national thing. Like if people actually end up paying taxes on time, country would benefit in a big way. Thanks everyone for joining us. It was an extensive discussion. Hope you join us next time for our future podcast.